Hi everyone, it's Leona with Leona's Designs. Welcome to another Scripture Pockets 2026, where we create 52 different pockets with 52 different scriptures from a different book of the Bible every week. And I want to welcome all my new subscribers and those of you who have been around for a while, or if you're not a subscriber and just watching, welcome to my channel. This week we are focusing on week 25 of the Scripture Pockets, and I have chosen scriptures from the book of Jonah, chapter 2, verses 2 and 7. And I will read those to you now. From the book of Jonah, when Jonah was praying to the Lord from the fish's belly. I cried out to the Lord because of my affliction, and he answered me. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer went up to you into your holy temple. And that's Jonah chapter 2, verse 2 and verse 7. And that's our verses for this week that we're going to be focusing on. And our pocket, I think, is a really, really cute one, and it's very easy. And I've offered you a freebie to go with this pocket this week. So I'll show that to you now. It's called a Cascading Matchbox Pocket, and I was inspired to create this by Cindy A. Lewis. She showed a video on her channel of how to create a cascading matchbook pocket, and I thought this would be perfect for this week's Jonah verses. And it's very easy to create, and I'll show you how to do that. I'll just show you mine right now. You just open it up like this. It tucks in here to the bottom, like a matchbook does. And I found this little graphic online at a website that offers free Clipart. And of course there's Jonah inside the whale praying. Then when we open it up, I have a pocket up here, just a regular pocket with some scriptures in it from the Psalms, because my Bible referenced these scriptures from the Psalms as very similar to what Jonah was praying here when he was in the belly of the fish. So it's said that Jonah probably knew the Psalms that David wrote, either whether they were written on tablets or scrolls or just passed down by mouth. Most likely Jonah knew David's prayers, and he prayed them for himself, because they're very similar. But our verses this week, I've tucked into these little pockets here, and I made them on these little cards with a little whale tail as a tab. And this is the verse 2:2. I cried out to the Lord because of my affliction, and he answered me. Out of the belly of Sheol I cried, and you heard my voice. So he was saying the belly of the whale was just like Sheol. And I'm sure that it was pretty frightening. So this little scripture card just tucks right back in there. Isn't that cute? And it's got the little whale tail sticking out. And then Jonah 2:7, same type. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer went up to you into your holy temple. So Jonah was pretty fearful when he was in that belly of the whale, but God did hear him and deliver him. So these little scripture cards and these graphics, this little pocket here, I am offering to you this week as a freebie on my Ko-fi site. And have that printed out somewhere. One second, I'll get you the printout so you can see it. This is the printout. It's a PDF, one sheet. If you go to my Ko-fi site, you can download this free. And it has the little pockets here, and this pocket here, and then the scriptures that you can cut out. And I did adjust these a little bit because they were kind of small, and the tail was kind of small, so I did make them a little bit bigger, but they do fit perfect into these. And they just slide in and out. And then this scripture here goes in this pocket here. So that's free on my Ko-fi site. I'll leave the link in the description box if you want to download that. And then I just took the book of Jonah here and made a label on the bottom here if you want to do that. And then this just tucks back in like that. And then I'll also leave a link to where I got this graphic. It's free Clipart online if you want to go there and get this. They have other images too, but I chose this one because Jonah was praying. So all that information will be in the description box. Okay, and let's get on to making one of these so you can see how I put it all together. It's not really hard. Okay, so I'm going to show you what you're going to need, and then start showing you how to put it all together. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I was recording all of this and somehow I lost it. So I did record part of this where I was putting it all together, but it got lost. It didn't record or something. So I apologize for that, but I'll explain to you as best I can and show you what I did. You're going to need a glue stick, some glue, a bone folder, scissors, X-Acto knife if you want, a pen, a ruler, stapler, and distressed ink if you want. That's what I used. Then you're going to need, for this pocket, you're going to need a 12-inch strip, 12 inches long by 4 inches wide. So it can be just scrapbook paper, double-sided or single-sided, whatever you want, but 12 inches long, 4 inches wide. And that you are going to score at the bottom where you want to fold it up an inch and a half. So like this one I had already scored. So you score it and then you fold up the bottom an inch and a half. And then you staple that. What I do to staple it is I make a couple of little marks with a ruler because I can never exactly get the staple in twice in the same line. So I just make a couple of dots and then I staple right where my dots were. And hopefully it's straight. And you want your staples to be down a little bit because this is where you're going to tuck this top part in to make the matchbook. So you just tuck this in just enough to close it, and then you fold that down, and then you make your matchbook. Okay. And I had already done that previously and thought it was recording, and it wasn't. So this is what I made with this piece of paper. And then I glued the pockets in. If you're getting the PDF, These are the pockets that you want to glue on the top, the left side, and the bottom. On both of those, top, left side, bottom, so that these little scripture cards can go in. And then these will slide in like this. Aren't those cute with the whale tails sticking out? And then this top pocket, you just cut that out, and has a little mark there where you can either punch it out or cut it out. And then you put your scripture card in there. And of course you glue it on these three sides. So these scriptures down here are the Jonah 2:2 and the Jonah 2:7. And then the scriptures up here are the scriptures from the Psalms, where David was saying the very similar thing that Jonah was saying. And David said, "In my distress I cried to the Lord, and he heard me." Psalm 120, verse 1. And in my distress I called upon the Lord and cried out to my God. He heard my voice from his temple, and my cry came before him, even to his ears. Psalm 18:6. So those verses are from the Psalms, where David was saying that, and Jonah was saying something very similar. I cried out to the Lord because of my affliction. He answered me. Out of the belly of Sheol I cried, and you heard my voice. It's Jonah 2:2. And Jonah 2:7. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer went up to you into your holy temple. So, as we know, the Lord always hears us when we cry and call out to him, and he never fails us. As he did with David and Jonah, he will also do with us. So there's our scriptures and our pockets on the inside, and then our little matchbook that folds down and tucks in. And then if you want to, you can make a label out of this printout that I gave you. Book of Jonah. You could glue that down there, or embellish it however you wanted. And then if you wanted to go online and get this free Clipart, the link is in the description box. I just cut it out and I glued it here on the front. This one like I did. Could even cut out this little boat and glue that somewhere, maybe down here at the bottom. And then you will end up with this. So this is our week 25 pocket and a June freebie. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I'm sorry about the video getting a little cut off there, but I hope I explained it well enough that you will be able to put it together yourself. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you're not subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe because we're going to have quite a few more weeks of this. We're not even halfway through the year yet. Next week actually is halfway. So I hope to see you then. Blessings to you as you focus on the book of Jonah this week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.